All right. I wanted to make this because I know a lot of people who are struggling with it, and it is fairly confusing. There are a lot of weird rules, but I'm just going to go over the practice questions from class 5, the student guide, which you can find somewhere on Blackboard, who knows where. Okay, so I'll just go through each question. Hopefully this is helpful. So what was Team Gigi's revenue each quarter? The hardest part about, geez. Okay, so the hardest part is knowing exactly which tab to go on. So if you want to know revenue, you go to the income statement. Now, every time, even though I don't think it's the most useful, you're going to go to Insert and Pivot Table. And then, okay, what do we want in the pivot table? Well, we need company code. That's the filter. And then revenue is cumulative. So we need to filter by only day 30. Because if you select all the days, okay, so that's day 1 plus day 2, and day 2 is recording the revenue on day 1 and day 2. Day 3, what's reported is recording the revenues from day 1, 2, and 3. So we only want the revenue from we only want day 30. Okay, then we filter for the team, which is Gigi. And then, all right, let's see the question. Revenue each quarter. Okay, so if we want each quarter, we put the quarter in the rows. That's right. Now, what do we want in each of these rows? We want revenues. Okay, so we have Tmgg as proper, day 30, it's filtered, revenue each quarter. Now, this is also cumulative, and it's reported as the opposite of what it is. So the opposite as far as negative and positive. So when you see a negative sign reported, it actually means it was positive. When you see positive, like positive revenues, it actually means negative. So what you can do is copy what's here, right? And then very important, you paste as values, because sometimes there will be embedded formulas in these cells, and that's just confusing. So what I would definitely just paste them as values. Not always necessary, but just do it. Now, what I do, this will be useful for some of the questions, is just type the negative sign. So that gets rid of the weird quirk of the SAP system, where everything that's negative is reported as positive, and likewise. So that's this column. And then, because it's cumulative, you need to figure out for each quarter, you just subtract what's reported in the current quarter minus what's reported in the previous quarter. So you can just go through and see the formulas I've done. This is a blank cell. This is registers as 0. And the reason I put it like this is because when I go down, I can just copy the formula from F5 to F6, 7, and 8. So you can see here, F6 is just E6 minus E5. That's what we want. And then you can see, yep, and there you go. So question is, remove this. Revenue each quarter. Well, let's just check if we got the right answer. 1.2, 815, 2109. All right, 1.2, 815, 2109. Yes, okay. Now, if you want cumulative, well, all you have to do is do the sum of these, and you have your answer. This is the same number, just opposite, like negative and positive, as the one in quarter 4. So your revenue for the whole year is your reported revenue on quarter 4, day 30. So there you go. All right, next question. What was Team Gigi's profits each quarter? What was there ever a quarter that Team Gigi lost money? Okay, so instead of doing revenues, you want to do sum of net income slash losses. Yeah, and very important, we already made a pivot table in the income statement, and that's what we want. The net income slash losses, that's the same thing as profits. So instead of revenues, we're going to put that here. Now, profits are also, for some weird reason, it's a quirk of the SAP system, cumulative. So we need to filter day 30. That's correct. And then we have each quarter, because that's what we want according to the problem. I'm going to get rid of this because that was data from the previous question. I'm going to copy our results, paste them as values. Now, the reason I set this up in a way that was kind of tedious last time is because we have what we need now. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this again. So in this column, here's the raw data, like I say that. This is flip sign, so flip negative or positive sign. And then, oh, whoops, I have to write that up here. Flip sign. Forget it. Wrong. And then this is result. So non-cumulative result. Actual answer. And there we go. All right. So you see that. Okay, what exactly was the question? The profits each quarter. So the profit in the first quarter was 110,000. Oh, another thing that's kind of useful. I do, you don't have to do it, is decrease the amount of decimals in the answer. Because if one answer has 2 decimals, say after the has 2 numbers after the decimal place, one has 0, it's a little confusing and difficult to tell. But okay, you can see here the profits per quarter. Let's just verify that's right. 110, negative 187, 110, negative 187. Yep, yep. Now, if you want it for the whole year, again, you just do sum of all this stuff and done. So 844,337, 844,337. Yep, rounds to that. So perfect. All right, that's that question. Okay, next question. What was Tmgg's profit margin percentage each quarter? Okay, so to get profit margin, to not waste your time, I'm just gonna look at this. Profit margin is your company's profit divided by your company's revenue. Okay, so we know, yes, actually, so we just calculated their company's revenue in the first question. Now it's here, we would have written that down, but it's here for us. And then we have the profit. So if we want the profit divided by revenue, we have the profit for each quarter right here. And I'm just going to write revenue per quarter. And because we got the question right, we'd have this written down. I know this is kind of lame, but I'm just going to copy and paste these values. I hope that works. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fast forward here if you want. And why not just do the full year? Okay, so we get the profit margin by doing the profit divided by the revenue in the quarter, and just copy this formula all the way down, and then express it as a percent. And then you can add some decimal places. So all right, 8.99, negative 23.31. See if that's right. 8.99, negative 23.31. Okay, 13 and 14, 13, 14. Okay, so that's how you figure out this question. So you don't actually need Excel for this, just need a calculator. All you do is use the result from the previous 2 questions to figure out the answer to the 3rd question. Okay, now we'll go to the next question, which is what are Tmgg's market share percentage each quarter? Okay, market share means your firm's revenue divided by the total firm revenue. So we have Tmgg's revenue right here written down, which is nice. And okay, we're going to change some of net income plus loss. We're going to uncheck that. Instead, check revenues, and that'll go in value, so everything's set up correctly. So right now we're filtering it by Tmgg. And let's just do this. Paste as values. All right. Equals negative all this. There we go. So I didn't come up with any new information. I just deleted it before. Okay, so this column is the same thing as this column. I just did that so calculation will be easier in the future. You don't have to. All right, so this is the revenue. Now what we need is the revenue for the total in the entire industry. And we're going to get that by not filtering for teams. So we just select all. And that means it's the sum of every team's revenue. So I'm going to paste this as values. And so we can actually see it. Yep, okay, that's with that formatting is weird. I'll paste it into a different cell. Okay, there we go, paste it as values. And equals negative the result because stop expressing the percentage. Okay. There we go. That's just negative. And then because it's cumulative, we need to do the result minus the previous quarter. And if you want to get the whole year for some reason, you can just do the sum of all this. All right, there we go. So this is the industry revenue. And you calculate market share by doing team revenue divided by industry revenue. So for quarter 1, we're going on the same rows here. Quarter 1, Gigi, quarter 1 revenue divided by industry to quarter 1 revenue. We just copy this formula all the way down and express it as a percentage. And then I would add a few decimal places. Okay, so 8.11, 3.71, 7.87, 6.39, and 6.46. Yes. Okay, so this is correct. The market share in each quarter for Team Gigi is as we found. All right, next. What was Team Gigi's marketing to sales ratio each quarter? Okay. Marketing to sales, let's see. Marketing to sales ratio. How would we calculate that? That would be marketing spending divided by divided by sales. Easy. Okay. So do we have the sales for Team Gigi in each quarter? Yes, we do. That's right here. That's revenue. Revenue is the same thing as sales. I'm gonna get rid of all this. Also, some of these cells are going to be formatted funny. So there is a way to, oh geez, want to clear the formats. Clear all. Okay, hopefully that works. If something looks funny, we'll fix it. Okay, so we have the revenues for Team Gigi. They're sorted again. And now, instead of revenues, we want to look for, we uncheck revenues, we look for marketing, total marketing costs. Marketing expenses, yeah, okay, marketing expenses. So we have the marketing expenses. We can paste them here as values. And then these are not, wait, would these be cumulative? Yes, these are cumulative. So we have to, but they're not negative. So for that minus the previous one, just copy this formula down. Also, if you're just guessing whether something's cumulative, a good indicator is whether the numbers keep on increasing or keep on decreasing the entire time. Obviously, that doesn't always work because in, I don't know, profits, for example, you can gain profits most of the time and then lose profits, or you can lose profits most of the time, but you can still gain profits sometimes. I'm gonna be back in 15 seconds. I'm very sorry. Okay, I'll mute myself for 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. So if we want to find marketing spending divided by sales, we have marketing spending for each quarter. We have the sales for each quarter. So all we have to do to find this is quarter one marketing spending divided by quarter two divided by quarter one sales, and then copy this formula all the way down, express it as a percent, and then obviously show more decimal places. All right, so 0.147, 0.392, 1539.06, close enough, 0.0325. If you're wondering why these answers are slightly different, it's because I have more decimals showing. But if I do this, then the answers are the exact same as they are here. Neither one's right or wrong. Also, yeah, that's another way. If you're on a quiz and you're wondering if, let's say, marketing expenses are cumulative because it's not obvious, then you can find a similar question. So here's just one of the practice things. You have the answers. You can just do the question and say don't make them cumulative. So just use these raw numbers, and you'll get different answers. And then say, well, maybe they're cumulative. So calculate the spending per quarter as if they're cumulative, and then use that in your final calculations. And if you get the same answer, you know you did it correctly. So all you have to do on the quiz or the test is change out the team and change out the code. But you know how to do it. You know how it works now. Okay. Next question. Which one of Team Gigi's products sold at the highest price in quarter three? All right, this one's pretty easy. So if we want, I should have bit my tongue there. Okay. I think we want sales. Yeah, so again, that's the hardest part, is figuring out which sheet to use. Yes, okay. So instead of inserting a pivot table, we're just going to insert a normal table. And then make sure the boundaries are correct. Yes. And then you can filter it based on what it asks for. So Team Gigi's at the highest price in quarter 3. Okay, so Tmgg quarter 3. Oh, right. Here you have to press apply filter. So I didn't press apply filter when I was selecting the team, so I'll do that again. Tmgg, apply filter. Okay, so now we have Tmgg quarter 3, and we want to know all the products. We don't have to filter the products at the highest price. So if we want the highest price, we want to sort the price in ascending or no, sorry, descending order. That goes from biggest to smallest. So yeah, highest price to smallest price would be descending. And we can, so I just did that by pressing descending, sort by descending. And then the highest price for Tmgg in quarter 3 of any product was €6. It's actually written as dollars here for some reason, but some units of currency. And you can see what the product is. It's 500 grams of mixed fruit. Yeah, 500 grams of mixed fruit. So there you go. And if you, yeah, okay, if you want to know the district in which DC did it sell, I think it's whatever, DC, it's 14. You can have all the information. Like this is the row you want to look at. You get all the information for the answer from this row. All right. Next question. What was Tmgg's average total sales per day each quarter? Okay, average total sales per day each quarter. For this one, I don't know if this is necessary, but I'm going to clear all the filters just to be 100% safe. Okay, now I've done that. We're going to make a pivot table. And then sort, we want the team as a filter. It's asking for Gigi. Okay. By the way, you don't have to do things in the exact order I'm doing them. This is just as long as you do all the things, then it's good. All right. Average total sales per day each quarter. So each quarter, that means we want quarters in rows. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what are we looking for? Oh yeah, right. Sales are cumulative. So we need to sort, we need to filter day 30. You know what? Well, you know what? Actually, we'll see if that's true. Okay, so I filtered by day 30. And if we want sales, you can express sales in terms of volume or in terms of revenue. We're going to do both. Volume would be units and revenue is value. Kind of strange, but there you go. And then you want to, yep, that's all you need. Sorry, I'm screwing up here. Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure you don't actually sort by day 30. We'll see, we'll see. Sorry, you're learning along with me. I wish I knew how to do all this stuff perfectly. Okay, now this is per quarter. And let's see, is it cumulative? Probably not. This certainly is not cumulative. Let's see if this keeps on getting bigger. Okay, it does not. So I'm going to assume this is also not cumulative per quarter. All right, now, because this is per quarter, it asks for the sales per day. So I'm going to do the sales per quarter divided by 30 because there are 30 days per quarter. And I'm going to copy that formula all the way down. And then I'm going to copy it over into the next row. We can check if this is correct. 8555 6126, 8555 6126. Yep, that's correct for units. And okay, so I made a mistake earlier. Don't filter by days when it comes to questions like this, because apparently sales by volume and by value are not cumulative. Okay, and let's check if the sum of value is correct. So 40,000, 27,000, 7,000, 40, 27,000, 70,000. Yep. Okay, so this is correct as well. Perfect. Next question. What was Tmgg's average total sales per day of 1 kilogram blueberries each quarter? Average total sales per day of 1 kilogram blueberries each quarter. Okay, so we're going to need to add product into here. And product would go into filters because it's only asking for one product. And the product it's asking for is 1 kilogram blueberries. Yeah. Day 1 kilogram blueberry. And just to not be confusing, I'm going to get rid of day. If you put something in as a filter, but you don't actually select what you'd like to filter in it, There's 30 options. Well, yeah, 31 options here. Well, yeah, 30 options. And but I don't select anything. It's not actually doing anything, but to make everything simpler, I'll get rid of day. Okay, so now we have Tmgg, we have the product, and we want average total sales per day each quarter. So we're going to need quarters, and then again, we're going to divide something by 30, right? So we're going to express it in terms of volume and revenue. Here are our results. I copy, paste this as values. And then because I already divided by 30, as you can see here, this should be our answer. So 1782, yep, 178, yep, 1783, 2723, yep, okay, so these are correct. Now let's just check if we got it right by revenue. 9081, 11788, 9081, 11788. Yes, okay, so that is correct as well. Okay, Tmgg's best-selling product in quarter two. I'm tired of doing it by both units and volume, so let's just do it by volume. Although it's not super bad. Okay, so Tmgg's best-selling product in quarter two. Well, instead of having product in filters, we're going to have product by rows. And instead of having quarters in rows, we're going to put quarters in filters because we're filtering only for quarter two. And then instead of having only 1 kilogram, we want all products because we're going to compare them all. And then if we want to see the best selling product in quarter two, we only, yeah, so it's already sorted. We just look at the maximum of this table. So, I mean, I can already see what it is, but if you want, you can just copy, paste as values, and then do a function, which is equals max, which will look for the maximum within a domain that you specify. The maximum in our data, it's 81700, 81700, that's at the top, that's 1 kilogram of blueberries. And that is correct, 1 kilogram of blueberries. All right, that's it for that question. No, I don't want to do this. Okay, Tmgg's daily production capacity. What is the theoretical production capacity for Tmgg? This is not bad at all. So it's weird, but in SAP systems, we assume that the maximum we ever produce in one day is our capacity. So capacity is how much you're able to produce. So an example you could use is your car has a capacity of driving, I don't know, 500 miles in one day. Now, if we graph how much you drove in your entire life, one day you probably drove the maximum, like 500 miles if you went on a road trip or something like that, right? So we're just going to assume that the maximum you ever drove is the maximum that your car is capable of doing in one day. That's not a perfect analogy, but good enough for SAP. Okay. So all we have to do is go to the sheet production operations, which is somewhere over here. Production operation. There we go. Okay, so the question is Gigi each quarter. Nope, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Gigi's daily production capacity. Okay, so we're going to insert a table, not a pivot table, and filter for only Tmgg. Apply filter. We don't care about the quarters because it doesn't specify a quarter. And then all we do is go over to production. And to see what the most we produce is, we're going to go to descending because it goes from biggest to smallest. And the most we ever produced in one day is 21,000 units. I'm going to copy this, paste value. All right, so the most we ever produced in one day is 21,000. So this is our production capacity per day. If you want to get the production capacity per quarter, we take the amount we can produce per day and multiply by the number of days in a quarter. Number of days in a quarter is 30. So that's 630,000. Yep. All right, so then there are 4 quarters per year. So if we want to figure out our production capacity per year, we take a production capacity per quarter and multiply by the number of quarters per year, and we get 2,520,000. And we can see this is correct. Okay, so Tmgg's production capacity utilization in each quarter. All right, so to know the capacity, oh geez, come on. Sorry, capacity utilization equals amount actually produced divided by capacity. Now, we know what the capacity is because we just calculated, right? So it's asking for the production capacity each quarter. So the production capacity per quarter, right? You know, I should write this down. Day, quarter, year. For the production capacity per quarter, so the denominator in this, it's asking, it's a percentage, so we're going to have a numerator and a denominator. The denominator is going to be 630,000. So denominator equals 630. Well, yeah, equals this. All right. Numerator is the amount actually produced. So if we're going to go in each quarter, then we're going, okay, we need to pick a pivot table for that. We'll clear this filter. Okay, did we do any other filters? I don't think so. Nope, we didn't filter anything else. Okay, so we're going to insert a pivot table. And then we're going to do team. And that would be the filter, Tmgg. And then the quarter, we go in rows, and we want to know per quarter, right? So each quarter, that's good. And we want to know how much they actually produced, right? To figure out the numerator. So we know Tmgg, how much they produced in each quarter, the total. So we can copy this and paste this with values. So that is actual production. And then capacity is the same every quarter. That was 630,000, 630,000. And just copy this all the way down. Okay, and then the percent utilization is actual production divided by capacity. Copy this formula down, express it as a percentage, and then make there a few more digits. All right, so 74%, 72%, and then 67%. Yeah, 74, 72, 67, 31. Yes, okay, so that's how you calculate that. Okay, next question. How many more are there? Okay, next question. In quarter one, how many days did Tmgg have 1 kilogram nut product in finished goods without selling any products? You know what? Okay, I hope that helps. This stuff is from quiz 6. And what I just did will largely cover what is on quiz 8. So yes, good luck everybody. I hope that was helpful. If you have questions, please don't hit me up. Peace.